I said, the first thing that I'm fighting for is you, Skylar, and your generation, and the generations of women and girls that will come after you. And I do want to say I'm proud and I feel privileged to be at this place, at this time, in this moment, and to be able to meet this challenge, because this is really a time that we have to practice courage, because it has to be practiced. And so many people have said to me over the past decades, where are your troops and why are there not more people out there, which we always are asking for. And one of the reasons is because they're afraid. And the closer people get in their own understanding of truth, the more fear there is. But that is the natural reaction, and we have to be mindful of that and keep working to be able to have people open their minds to accept the truth and deal with the reality of what we're really facing. I came to that place personally 51 years ago, when I sat with the first patient who came to Choices. And that was 1971. And this was 2 years before abortion was legalized nationally. So 1970 to 73, abortion was decriminalized, legalized in New York and 4 or 5 other states in the country. And this woman came from New Jersey because at that time, abortion was illegal in New Jersey. And she was white, Catholic, with 3 children, and married, and she just could not afford another baby, another child, another mouth to feed. And it was these enormous economic pressures, which are really the major reason why most women do choose to have abortions, that brought her to see Choices, to come to Choices. And I was only 25 years old, and I stayed with her, I spoke to her, and I held her hand, and I experienced the profound power of that decision. And the decision to become a mother, when to become a mother, is really a mother's act. And I firmly believe that the struggle over that power that women have is a power struggle, and that's what fuels so much of this battle, And I came to that point of truth and therefore courage politically in 1977, when Henry Hyde cut off Medicaid funding for poor women. I remember where I was, and I remember very succinctly that he said, well, we can't save all the babies, we can at least save the babies of the poor. Now, these were the women and young girls that I was working with every day. And what this did was just pull out any financial governmental support that these women had. So even though abortion was legal for them, it became impossible. So that catalyzed my first political action, which I did alone. And very often, many of the actions I've done alone. And I developed a sheet of paper which spelled all of these issues that this brought up out. And I went to Queens College, where I was still going at the time. And I knocked on the doors of the teachers in the classroom, and I asked them, may I address the class? And they said, okay. And I basically came in and said, this is a major problem. This is an emergency. Abortion is legal, but now they have ripped it away from the poor, the uninsured, minority, Black women. We have to do something. And the reaction was, well, I can always take care of myself, or, this doesn't impact or affect me. And at that time, I thought to myself, this bifurcation of race, this bifurcation of class has to be addressed. This is when we should march. But that never happened. So I want all of you to understand that the Hyde Amendment is still in effect. And every single administration, every single one has signed it, including Obama and including Clinton and including all the progressives who come out with all their major propagandistic campaign slogans that we're hearing now. Okay? So I have done a lot of radical actions in the past, and many times I have been alone and I have had people join me. When this happened, I looked around, and as Schuyler said, the main message was, well, we have to accommodate. We have to find ways, to give women abortions, to help them. We have to raise funds. We, got to help them come from slave states to free states. And I use those terms because I'm also looking to call for a iteration of this right to reproductive freedom under the 13th Amendment, which is the amendment against slavery, because the saying of Rise Up, enforced slavery, you are putting more than half of the population into a system of slavery if they can't make that decision. So I thank all of you for being here. And this is a struggle. This is a hard thing to do. But I feel a degree of hope and courage and joy, in a sense, of seeing that this call is being answered. And people are saying, yes, I'm not just going to go with the herd. I'm not just going to, run with the regular propaganda and comments, because these are women's and girls' lives. And we have taken on that responsibility. We have taken on that power. So let's use it well, and let's understand that we're all in it for the very long, difficult struggle and time. And I want to end with a couple of things that people who are older than me and wiser said. Florence Kennedy, who was a radical Black attorney. I think she's one of the first Black women who had graduated from Harvard Law. And she always said, girl, you have to love the struggle. And Camus, who wrote The Myth of Sisyphus. And Sisyphus, was given a punishment by the gods where he had to roll this very enormous stone up to the top of the mountain. And every time he got to the top, he came back down. And he had to roll it up again. So as Camus wrote, we must imagine Sisyphus happy. Am I saying, yes, you have to love the struggle and we don't want to win and we don't have a goal? No, I'm not saying that. We do have a goal and we're working towards that goal. But what I'm saying is that in order to reach it, we have to become what we're talking about. So once again, and to have joy. So once again, thank you for all you for coming, and I hope to see you on the streets.